Hi YouTube, this is Robinats1 here, and I'm here to do a bit of a discussion video on Marvel Studios and talk about a major thing that has just been revealed about Lady Thor, the new Thor from the Marvel Comics. I would like to point out that this is a major spoiler for that comic book. And I'm, as usual, going to give you 5 seconds to click out if you don't want to be spoiled. But that's just before my rant. And this rant is mainly at the fact that Beyond the Trailers has kind of ruined this plot line for me and some of the fans that are indeed watching who are indeed watching reading this storyline. And I just want to comment very briefly on the fact that Beyond the Trailers has sort of ruined this story for me. First off, I appreciate that, Grace, you are doing your job, and this, obviously, you are just reporting on this news. But your marketing campaign, the way you presented this spoiler, is very, very annoying. You can't spoil things for people who are actually reading the comics. I know you're just doing your job, but please, next time, either wait a couple of days after the comic book has been released, or put "this will contain spoilers" in your titles. This is something that has really annoyed me, because I was trying to read this comic and try and figure out who was going to be Lady Thor. Well, you've now just ruined the fact that it's this character, and I'm a little bit irritated with that. Again, completely understand you are just doing your job, but at least either wait or edit your title so that it says that this contains spoilers, and maybe not put female Thor from the comics has just been announced. This will contain spoilers, or something within that vein, because you've just spoiled a really good story for me, and I do think that's a bit unfair for you to do that. Anyway, rant over. So I'm just gonna now talk about what was revealed. So as usual, I will give you 5 seconds to click out if you don't want to be spoiled. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Um. Okay. So Lady Thor has just been revealed to be um. Lady Thor has just been revealed to be Jane Foster. Gotta admit, I'm not very impressed with this news. Um, I thought Marvel was going to present a different character. I thought they were going to do the story a lot more better than they did do it. And all in all, it is a very just poor choice of people, and very much seems to speak to Marvel's thought process at the moment. And everything that they do in the comics is only there to cater towards the movies. And I think we are being presented with a problem with the fact that if all Marvel is gonna do is present the movie universe, then that's okay. But you're gonna lose a lot of interest eventually, because all you're doing is you're presenting the Marvel movies in the comics. And I feel as if, if there's nothing to differentiate between the comic book version and the Marvel Cinematic Universe, then you may as well just provide us stories. You may as well, that may as well be your entire thing. Yeah, I mean, if this is a potential storyline for Thor Ragnarok and beyond Thor, I'm really disappointed, because Natalie Portman in the Thor movies isn't that great. And she has made it very clear that she doesn't like being in this movie. So why even have the character even appear in the comic? Granted, I appreciate that the comic book and the movie version are very, very different. But why create a reason? Why create a character? Why make a character become Thor only to cater for the movie, which the actress doesn't even want to be in? So Marvel needs to stop catering towards the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The Marvel comics should only lay the groundwork for potential stories. Which, yes, you could argue that this story does that. It's just, this is very clearly a set-up storyline for Thor Ragnarok and beyond. And I don't think it's fair on fans of the comic books to have to now, be sucked in with all this Marvel Cinematic Universe stuff. This is, of course, my initial reaction. I might feel very differently after I've read the comic. But yeah, I am honestly a bit disappointed with the revelation that Lady Thor is Thor's girlfriend, basically. Um, I would have liked the story to have been a lot more interesting, and I would have liked maybe seeing, you know, I would have liked to have got to know this character. And you're gonna hear all about this in my review for Lady Thor, but I was expecting something a lot more better than what I got. And in terms of how Jane Foster, because I may as well talk about it now, in terms of how Jane Foster might factor in with the movies, again, obviously, as I've said, Natalie Portman has made it clear that she does not want to be in these movies. But a way that it, in terms of storyline, that it could work, is basically, we know from Guardians of the Galaxy, that the Infinity Stones do damage the body, and we saw that in Guardians of the Galaxy, where Star-Lord's body was literally ripping apart from the Power Stone. And so my theory is that the ether could have actually infected Jane Foster somehow, and this infection basically spreads within Jane Foster's body, and this could potentially lead to the cancer plotline that has been going on in the Thor comics. And basically something happens to Thor, and this basically leads to Natalie Portman acquiring Thor's hammer. It's a long stretch, I know, but that's the best theory I can come up with regarding how this potential storyline could factor into the Marvel Comics. As I've mentioned, I am extremely disappointed with the fact that Lady Thor has been revealed the way it's been revealed, and I'm extremely disappointed in the fact that it's Jane Foster. That's Jane Foster. Like, why couldn't we not have received that news like three issues ago? You know, it's brought the way I viewed the book and just brought it down a few pegs, because now it's just so predictable, and I do feel like I already predicted it. It was, of course, going to be Jane Foster, and again, I think Marvel as a company and Marvel Studios and Marvel Comics do need to create a clear distinction between Marvel Comics and the Marvel Cinematic Universe moving forward. I don't want to lose. Like, don't get me wrong, guys. I absolutely love the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But let's keep the Marvel Comics. The Marvel Comics. Marvel Comics is a is a is a historical brand, you know, in terms of comic book history. Let's not lose sight because of film numbers and film and how much films make. Let's not lose sight on the fact that the comic books are what let's just not lose sight of comic books. And let's just appreciate the Marvel Cinematic Universe for being its own thing. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it from there. I'm Robin, that's one here, and I shall see you all later.